So hello everyone, my name is Arfan and welcome to today's video. So today we are going to create this nice curved card. Here you can see in this card we have this nice curve. So this is what we are going to achieve in this video. So here we are using CSS variable, you can see. So with this curve radius variable, we can actually change the curve. So like I do not want that much of curve, like 20 maybe. Now you can see it is actually changing the curve completely, and now we have 20 curve. And maybe I want to have a lot of curves here, maybe 80. Maybe I'm not happy, I can do like 120. Still it is working, the curve is still working, you can see completely, and it is really amazing. So maybe 40 is good for now. Okay, so that's it guys. That is what we are going to create in this video. I hope you guys will like that. So no more talk, let's dive into it. So right now I have my HTML file and here is my CSS file. So in our HTML file, first of all, let's get a boilerplate with exclamation sign, and after that you can actually create this boilerplate. So once we have our boilerplate, first of all, let's actually change the title. So let's say that carved card, and inside the body let's create our card. So let's get a div with a class of card. So in the card we will have two parts, one will be the top and another one will be the bottom. So let's get a div with a class of top, and after that let's get a div with a class of bottom. So in the top we will not do anything, in the bottom we will have our content. So let's get another div with a class of content. So inside the content we will have our content. So for now let's have a h1, and inside that let's say that hello world, and also let's have some lorem ipsum text. So let's say that lorem 20, something like this. So now this is our card, and after that let's go to our CSS. So let's actually link the CSS first of all. So link, and here we will link our CSS file. So let's go to our CSS file, and here first of all for our CSS let's get a font. So for the font we will use Google font. So come here in the Google font and search for the Inter, and if you search for Inter you will get the Inter font here, and let's actually get the 400. So regular 400, grab it, and here you can see you can actually use link tag, and also you can use import tag, so anything. So let's actually use the import one, and from the import just copy the import and paste it here. So now I have my import. So after that let's actually do some resize. So here let's say that all of our element will have padding 0 and the margin 0 and box sizing border box. So this will reset everything, all the elements. And after that let's actually open this HTML file in the browser, and for that you can actually use extension called live server. Just go ahead and grab it, and after that you can just open this HTML file in the browser. Or what you can do is, if you have npm installed in your machine, what you can do is you can just run npx lite server. npx lite server will actually grab your HTML file and open it in a port. So this is the port, and if I now refresh I will see here we have. So in my localhost port 3000 I have my HTML file. So once we have that, let's actually close that and let's go to our CSS file. So let's actually style this. So first of all, in our body, let's have a background color, and let's have this bluish color in the background. And after that I will have my font family. So the font family that I will have is the Inter that I just grabbed from the Google font. And after that I'll have one more fallback, which is the sans serif. So once I do that, I can see all of the text are changed here. Now they are using font family Inter. So after that let's actually make everything in center. So for that I will use flex. So display flex, align item center, justify content center, and finally I'll say that min height will be 100 VH. So if I do that, now everything is now in center. Great. So after that let's actually go to our card. So this is the interesting part. So in the card I will actually create some CSS variables first of all. So let's actually create those. So card bg, so card background. So for now let's say that white, and after that I will have radius. So card radius, card radius, us something like that, and I will make it 30. And after that, curve radius. So this is the radius for the curve, and I will make it 40 for now, and later we will change it if we need. So once we have ready all of our variables, after that I will go to actual stats here. So width will be, let's say that 300 pixel, sorry, width. And after that I will have my background color, and for the background color I will use the variable that I just declared here, so this one. And after that you can see the width is now 300 and the background is now white. And let's say that I will have the overflow hidden here, and also border radius. So the border radius I will use the same variable that I declared here, card radius. So now if I do, I can see all of my border radius, and also my overflow hidden is working. So after that I will go to the top, and in the top I will actually say that the width will be 100% of its parent, and after that I will say that the height will be around 250 pixel. And if I want to see that, I can make a background. So let's say that background will be the red, and if I do that, so I can see here is the top part with red background. I actually do not need the red background. What I need is I need an image. So for that you can go to you can grab any image, or you can go to Unsplash and grab any kind of image. So I will use this image. So what I will do is I will just grab the link, and I will actually use that here. So let's say that background, and inside that I will use URL, and inside the URL I will paste the link. And once we do that, after that if I save, I should see the image. So I want to actually set this image properly. So for that, let's say that background repeat, no repeat, background position, center, and finally background size will be the cover. So if I do that, so now you can see the top is now having the background image properly. So now let me actually show you something. So here you can see all of our background styles. So instead of doing this like that, what we can do is, instead of doing that, we can actually remove this. So in our background, we can actually directly say it will have the no repeat, and after that the position will be the center, and we will have a forward slash, and after that we will say the size will be the cover. And if I do that, there will be no changes. So this is the shorthand of background. Instead of using 4 different styles, you can actually apply all the styles in one line, and I do not need this background anymore. So now we have our background ready in the top. So in the bottom we will have the position, first of all will be relative, and after that the width will be 100%, and after that the height will be, let's say that 100 pixel. Maybe 100 is too little for the content that we have, maybe 200. Yeah, 200 is good. With the padding I think it will be good, or we do not need any kind of height for now. We can do some little padding here, let's say that 20 pixel. Maybe this will work for now. As you can see, with the padding it is fine. So now the card is looking good. And after that, let's go to our content. So in the content we'll have, actually we'll not have the padding in our bottom, we will have the padding in our content. So it actually makes sense. So this part where we have the content, we should have the padding there. So for the bottom, let's only have the position relative, and the width will be 100%. So that's it also for the content. And after that, we will make our curve here. So to make the curve, we will use pseudo element for the bottom. So here in the bottom, maybe after this one, so bottom, we will create 2 pseudo elements. One will be the after, and one will be the before. So for these 2 pseudo elements, I will say the content will be the empty content, and after that the position will be absolute, and after that the width will be let's say that 100%, and the height will be, let's say that 30 pixel. So I will not see it right now because it is not having any kind of background right now. If I do a background, maybe I will see. Yep, I can see with the background, and let's actually keep it like that with the red background so that we can see. So here you can see in our before and after we are having position absolute. So when you are having position absolute, you need to make sure that the parent, in this case the bottom, is having position relative, so that you can actually position them. So now I can actually position my pseudo elements in the bottom element. So that's why I'm actually having the position relative in the bottom in the first place, and now we can use position absolute here in our pseudo elements. So after that, let's go to our before pseudo element first of all. So before, so for our before pseudo element, so let's say that the background will be blue. So here is my blue before pseudo element, and let's say that the border radius that I want in the left side, so border bottom left radius will be the 30 pixel. So if I do that, now you can see border bottom left is 30 pixel, and after that I will have some box shadow. So let's say that the box shadow will be the, and let's say that it will be 0, and after that I will have 30 pixel, and it will be 0, and also the color let's say that green for now. If I do that, I can see this is my box shadow of this pseudo element. So the blue one is the actual content and the green one is the actual shadow. And if I want to actually change this, you will see it is actually moving, and I want after 30. So after that, let's say that the left will be 0, and z index of this one will be the 1, and height will be, let's say that around 50 or 60 pixel. So after that, I will say the width will be around 30 pixel as well. If I do that, now I have this here, you can see. So one thing you need to actually make sure is that whatever the radius you are actually setting, you need to actually make sure that the width is the same amount and the height is the twice amount. Like if I am having radius 30, I'm having the height 60, which is the double, and the width will be the similar as 30. Okay, so now let's actually position this. So we already said that it will be in the left 0, so that's why I am seeing it in the left 0. And let's say that it will be in the bottom, let's say that 50%. So if I do bottom 50%, what it will do is it will be in the bottom 50%. So it will start from the bottom 50%. So the blue one is our element. So I'm saying again, so this blue one is actually starting from our bottom 50%. So what I want is I want to start it from the 100%, which means this one. So from the bottom 100%. So this place. So let me actually zoom it a little bit. So for that, what I'll do is I will say I want to start it from 100%. So which will start it from the last edge. So if I calculate it from the bottom, it is the 100% here. So that is where we will place our pseudo element, the blue one. So now if you actually see closely, we already have our curve. What I need to do is I need to actually make it seamless. So to make it seamless, what I need to do is I need to change the background. So the blue one should be transparent. So let's say that this should be transparent, and the bottom one should be the same as our card background color. So this one I will say variable card pg. So now we already have our curve here, you can see. So now let's create the curve in the right side. So for that I will use my after pseudo element. So for the after pseudo element, I will set the background color, let's set that red so that we can see. So right now I cannot see my pseudo element after pseudo element. So to see that, I will say it will be top 0 and the right 0. So now I can see it, and after that I do not need the whole width, so I will say the width will be 50%. So now you can see the width is 50%, and after that I wanna create the curve, and for the curve I will create it in the right top right. So radius or border top right radius will be 30 pixel. So if I do that, I can see my curve is ready. Here it is. So here we can see we have our curve already. So before we go to our next step, here you can see some of our content is under the pseudo element. So to fix that, in our content, we need to say position will be relative and z index will be 2. If I do that, now you can see all of our content is now in the top of our pseudo element. And here you can see we are using z index 1. So instead of using that here, we need that in both before and after. What we can do is I can say we will have our z index 1 here, and it will work fine. So we have our z index 1 here and the z index 2 in our content. So now the final thing is that to make it complete, I need some negative margin in our bottom. So come here in our bottom, come add margin top. So for the margin top, I will say minus 30 pixel. And if I do that, you will see it is minus 30 pixel. Great. So now it is actually perfect. And you need to make sure that you are adding the same amount of negative margin that you are having in your border radius. So once we have our negative margin, you can see this curve is ready right now. So all I need is, I do not need this minus 50% width. I need the full width. So if I do that, it will take the full amount of space. So now instead of having the red background, I need my card background. So card, let's say that variable card bg. And if I do that, here I have my curve. My curve is ready right now. You can see. So now you can see our curve is completely ready, and in some place I need to actually add our variable right now. So this one, the curve radius. So I want to actually add it in our before. So here in our before, I'm using the radius. So let's actually use our curve radius so that we can change it easily. And also for our height, I'll use the curve radius. And for our height, I will make it twice. So calculation, and here curve radius, and I will multiply it with 2. So now you can see there is some problem for some reason. Okay, I can see what is the problem. You can see the curve radius is 40 and I'm using this box shadow is 30. So that is the problem. If I make it 40, this issue is gone right now. So what I also can do is I can say I will use my variable here. So now there will be no issue. Now if I want to change my radius, let's say that 50, it will work. You can see it will work seamlessly. So I need to do it for this right curve as well. So here, and I will say curve radius. After that, here in our pseudo elements height, we can also say variable curve radius. So that's it. You can see. Okay, one more thing, I guess in the negative margin we also need to use. So here it will be negative, but it will be the same amount of our curve. So for that, what I can do is I can use the calculation. So calculation variable radius, and I will multiply this with -1, and now you can see it is ready. So now no matter what is the amount, it will work perfectly fine. So let's say that I want to use 70. You can see the curve is now huge and it is still working. Maybe 20, I do not want that much of curve, a little, that is also working. 50, yep, that is beautiful. So that's it guys, that's it for this video. I hope you guys learned something from this video, and if you did, don't forget to press the like button, and also if you want to see more videos like this one, don't forget to subscribe the channel. So I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care, bye bye, and Khuda Hafiz.